It is a cool October morning. A small house in Seattle wakes slowly. A baby cries, then calms. His name is William Henry Gates III, but everyone will soon call him Bill. The house smells of coffee and books. There is a piano in the living room and school papers on the table. At dinner, adults talk about work, school, and news. Bill hears grown-up talk about rules and duties. He hears the word study again and again. As a child, Bill watches more than he speaks. He notices how a clock hand moves and how the pages of a book feel when you turn them. He looks at toys differently. If a toy breaks, he does not throw it away. He takes it apart to see the pieces inside.
At school, Bill learns to follow rules. He learns that a task must be finished on time. He also finds a new world, the computer room. It is a small, dim space with one slow terminal that connects to a faraway machine. The screen shows letters and numbers. To many kids, the room seems dull. To Bill, it is a door. He types his first lines of code and waits for the slow machine's answer. The machine is slow, but Bill is patient. He learns to write short instructions and watch them run. When the program works, a quiet smile lights his face. That small win feels like discovery. This first scene is simple. A careful child, a small computer, and the start of curiosity.
Teenage years bring late nights. The school's computer time is limited, but Bill finds ways to use it more. He and a small group of friends trade tips. They read manuals, share tricks, and sometimes wait in line for hours. Bill's hands move quickly on the keyboard. He writes small programs that draw patterns or solve little problems. Each program is a puzzle he solves. Friends call him focused and a bit odd. He does not mind. The screen is where small ideas become real. In these nights, Bill meets people who will matter. Paul Allen and other young programmers. They speak the same language. They sketch ideas on napkins. They imagine small machines in people's homes, not only in giant rooms. The idea sounds strange to many adults, but it grows and feels right to them. There is a strong memory. A teacher sees a pattern Bill made on the screen and smiles. That smile is small but important. It signals that this quiet work can be noticed and can matter. Bill practices persistence. He fixes errors, runs programs again, and learns to read the tiny messages the computer shows. Small errors teach big lessons. Be careful, test often, and try again.
Harvard opens its doors. The campus has old stone buildings and long lists of books. Bill moves into dorm rooms and sits in large lecture halls. He studies history, law, and maths. He likes the variety of ideas and the chance to read widely. Yet, late at night, the computer labs fill with people and the smell of coffee. Bill returns. He writes programs, talks with friends, and learns new languages. Cambridge feels like two worlds, one of books and one of code. Bill walks both roads. At Harvard, he meets Paul Allen again. Paul and Bill talk about a future where small personal computers sit on desks and help people work. They watch news about new microcomputers and see an opening. A small machine could be useful to many people if the software is right. Then comes a hard choice. Bill decides to leave Harvard for a new path. He chooses the uncertain world of building a company over the safe path of finishing college. It is a risk. He is young, and the future is not sure. Yet, he takes the leap. The decision will shape much of what follows. The first office is a small room with a few desks and second-hand chairs. There are stacks of papers and empty coffee cups. Bill and Carl work long hours. They write code, make calls, and try to sell their programs. They choose a name, Microsoft. The name is new and simple. It joins microcomputer and software. Their first product helps others write programs more easily. It is not perfect, but it works and it finds customers. Money is tight. They sleep in small rooms and eat cheap food. They travel to meet makers of small computers and make deals. Small agreements gather into bigger ones. A key moment arrives when a new company needs an operating system for a personal computer. Microsoft offers a solution. That deal places Microsoft in many machines and on many desks.
The early years teach lessons. Move fast, learn the market, hire people who help do work you cannot do alone. Bill learns to speak to hardware makers and to write contracts. He sees how a good partnership can change a company's path. Inside the office, culture grows. Bill sets high standards. He asks questions, pushes teams, and checks details. He wants people to make good code and to ship reliable products. Some people respond well to his drive. Others find the pressure hard. The tension helps shape Microsoft's culture: fast work, strong goals, high expectation.
As the company grows, Microsoft builds tools people use every day: word processors, spreadsheets, and later, Windows. Windows changes how people use computers. Instead of typing long commands, many people can click icons, drag files, and open windows. The screen becomes friendlier. This change matters for millions. Offices adopt computers, students learn to type, and small businesses use software to track work. Software moves from a tool for specialists to a tool for the many. Bill watches the change and pushes the team to keep improving. He talks to engineers about design and speed. He meets sales teams who ask how to reach customers in different countries. He learns the work of support, shipping, and long-term product plans. At the same time, success brings new problems. Competitors rise, and older companies worry about this new power. Some critics claim Microsoft used its size to block rivals. That leads to legal fights and government reviews. Bill learns that being big means facing public review and balancing business goals with fair play. Despite the fights, Microsoft's tools enter many homes and offices. People learn to write, calculate, and present ideas using software that was once only a hope in a small room. Bill's work style shapes the company. He likes clear plans and good data. He pushes teams to find the right design and to make things fast and reliable. He often asks hard questions and is not shy about critique. He works long hours but also knows when to step back. He values people who can think quickly and who can explain choices in simple terms. He hires some of the best engineers and managers. He also keeps learning from mistakes. His leadership is not only technical. He speaks to the public, to reporters, and to customers. He appears at conferences and writes notes about future directions. He becomes a public figure, sometimes loved, sometimes criticized. He learns how to use public attention to explain his view on technology and its role in society. At home, Bill keeps habits from his youth. He reads many books. He is curious about many subjects: history, economics, health. That broad reading will later help him move from technology to philanthropy. Money grows with company success. Bill becomes very rich. His wealth opens new possibilities. He can buy art, homes, and books. He can also give money to causes he believes in. With wealth comes a new question. What should he do next? He sees problems on the news: disease in poor countries, children who cannot read, and weak health systems in many places. He thinks about the same habit he used in software: test, measure, and learn. Can that method help solve public problems? He begins to study. He reads reports from doctors and teachers. He meets people who run clinics and schools. He listens to data and to stories. He wants to use money not only to give, but to try programs that can change many lives.
In 2000, Bill and his wife Melinda start the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The foundation aims to support health programs, improve education, and reduce poverty. They set clear goals and ask for results. The foundation funds vaccine research, supports reading programs, and helps spread methods that work. The work of the foundation uses methods Bill knows well: pilot small projects, measure outcomes, and scale what works. The approach is methodical. It is not about quick headlines. It is about slow, steady progress. Bill steps back from the daily running of Microsoft. He keeps an eye on technology, but his time moves more to global health and education. He learns new ways to talk with public health experts, with ministry officials, and with researchers. He visits clinics in Africa and schools in poor neighborhoods. He listens. He hears simple stories: a child who missed vaccines, a teacher who had no training, a small lab that needs better equipment. Those stories shape the foundation's plans. The foundation launches programs to fight diseases like polio and malaria. It funds research for vaccines and helps improve systems that deliver medicines. It supports reading programs to help children learn in early years. The foundation partners with governments, universities, and other donors. Not all projects succeed. Some ideas fail, but the method is to test, learn, and adjust. The goal is large: save lives, improve learning, and give people tools to build better futures.
Public life brings debate. Some people praise the foundation and the money it brings. Others ask hard questions. Should a private foundation make choices about public health? Are the decisions too guided by a few people's view? What about local voices? Bill listens and responds. He accepts critique as part of public work. He hires people who understand local needs and balances ideas with local knowledge. He sometimes changes plans when evidence suggests a different path. There are also questions about Microsoft's earlier business conduct. Courts and commentators study the company's actions in the 1990s. Bill learns to handle both the legal world and the public relations world. He understands that public trust matters in both business and charity. He speaks about these debates in public. He writes essays and speaks at conferences. He uses data to explain choices and tries to make his work open to review. He learns to take criticism as part of a large public life.
Bill and Melinda marry and raise 3 children. Family life is private but real. They balance meetings and travel with school events and quiet dinners. The home has rules: a life without fanfare, a focus on education, and a love of reading. Later, the couple announces they will separate but continue foundation work together. The news is public, and the reaction is mixed. They state clearly they will keep working on shared goals. The moment shows that personal changes do not stop public work. Life proceeds with both private challenges and public duties. Bill's personal routines remain simple. He reads widely, meets small teams, and enjoys a few personal hobbies. He still likes tech and small experiments. He still reads books before sleep. These small habits continue to shape his choices. Bill does not stop speaking about tech. He writes and talks about the future, artificial intelligence, climate change, and new vaccines. He warns that technology can help, but can also create risk if not guided well. He calls for rules and careful testing. He says people must plan how to use technology and must watch for harms. He compares building tech to building a machine. Test features, use data, and keep safety in mind. His voice reaches governments and companies. They listen because of his experience. He supports research into safe AI and into new energy solutions. He speaks clearly and asks for data-based choices.
Imagine a morning in Bill's life. He wakes early, he reads a short summary of world events, checks a few key emails, and meets a team at the foundation. The day may include a discussion of vaccine supply chains, a meeting about education programs, and a short talk with researchers. He asks simple questions. What are the results? What is the cost? And can this idea scale? He likes clear numbers and short evidence. He pushes teams to focus on outcomes. At night, he sits with family or a small group of friends. He returns to the books that shaped him, science, history, and biographies. He likes simple pleasures, a long walk, a small puzzle, a short phone call. The life is busy but full of small rituals he keeps.
Along the way, many people help and advise him. Early partners like Paul Allen, engineers who built systems, and a wide team at the foundation. There are also critics who pushed him to explain and improve. The story of his life includes these many voices. Small moments matter. A teacher's smile at a school terminal, a nurse's thanks in a clinic, or a child's first reading test that shows improvement. Those moments keep work real. They remind him why a small test can lead to a larger plan. He often says the best ideas start with curiosity and small work. He learned to test, measure, and then scale. That simple cycle shaped both Microsoft and the foundation. Think of an office in the 1990s. People use word processors, spreadsheets, and email. Work moves faster, ideas spread, and small businesses grow. That change touches many lives and economies. Think of a clinic in a low-income country. Vaccines that once were rare arrive on schedule. Children survive and grow. That change is slow but real. It is the product of many hands, research, and logistics. These two worlds, tech and health, reflect parts of Bill's life. One built tools that help people work. The other tries to save lives and improve learning. The link is method. Small tests, careful data, and a goal to scale success.